All right, today we're going to be catching some shad, and I'm going to go through the process of how to keep them alive. One of the most important things you're going to need for your bait tank is non-iodized salt. If you do not put salt in your bait tank, your shad will die. So I use a 30-gallon, that's a 30-gallon bait tank, and so for 30 gallons I use 26 ounces, 1 full carton of salt. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this thing open here and dump the salt into the bait tank. Okay, so you don't have to be pretty, you just have to get the thing ripped open so you can dump the entire carton into the bait tank. This is my water pump I use to fill the bait tank. I'm gonna have to plug it in here, but I just hang it over the side of the boat, and then like I say, I have a power inverter in the boat here, so I gotta plug it in real quick to get the thing going. So I got my power inverter right here in the boat, so I just plug the pump in, make sure the hose is not in the boat when I turn it on, otherwise water goes everywhere, and then just turn the power inverter on and it'll turn the pump on. And there's the water shooting. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill up the bait tank, and while I'm filling up the bait tank, you can see it kind of mixes the salt. If you have a system like this, otherwise you need to stir the salt to get it stirred up really well. And it's also important not to overfill your bait tank because of the filter system. At least with mine, it's a gravity system, and so if you overfill it, it's not gonna filter the water properly. On this particular bait tank, which unfortunately I don't think is available anymore. It's a great tank, and it was only 400 bucks, but I don't think the person who built it sells them anymore. But you can see where I modified it. I took out the original system and put these bag filters in there, but I have to make sure that, see, it's gravity feed, so now it's filling up with water through those bags, and you don't want to overfill it, or it won't quite function properly. It's not quite as critical now that I got the bag filter system, but the original system, it was very, very important not to overfill it. So that right about in there is probably about as full as I want to get it. And then the way I do it is I have a separate bucket that I fill. Let me rinse it out here a little bit. And I fill this separate bucket up full of water. And so the idea is I catch the shad, and first I dump them into this bucket, and then use my small bait net to get them out of the bucket and into the bait tank. And that way your bait tank doesn't end up with quite as many loose scales. The loose scales will plug up your filters, and shad give off a lot of scales when they first get caught. There's a tremendous amount of scales that get knocked loose. So this is why I recommend having a bucket to put them in initially before they go in the bait tank. So that's about all the water we need. Okay, so now what we want to do is see if we can actually catch some shad. So there's quite a few around us. So I'm gonna go ahead and check out the live scope over here and see if we can actually get some shad in this net here. Okay, so again, you put the rope through your hand like that, and then just get a bunch of loops.
Is it in anchor mode at all?
Should be, yeah. Yeah, it's in anchor
up there inside than there is outside.
And then this part goes in your hand, and then grab another spot on the nets, and then throw this part around my leg about 3 times, and then grab that, goes over my shoulder.
You good?
Yep. And then this part, got to grab a bunch of this, and
this looks like you're the one that's tangled up into the coral net.
yeah, looks like I'm in a world of hurt, don't it? Yeah. Okay, so that's the way you want to hold the net. And then we got a bunch of shad around us. There's a big school right there. There's a big school right here, so let's see if I can get them. Let's see if I can get them. Ah, shoot. Where'd they go? Where are they going?
They do you about to throw.
Yeah, isn't that weird how they do that? They'll just disappear as soon as you just get ready to throw. See what happens here. Okay. They're not very deep, man. Ah, shoot. I got onto something down there.
Catching a whole bunch.
Oh, no. I got onto... Oh, shoot. There's something down there.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Dang it. I should have started pulling sooner. Okay.
Okay, well, what's that?
That's somebody's rope or something. Oh, so somebody's lure. I got somebody's lure.
Oh, no.
Let's see if I can get this off of there. There's a big school right there. Big school right there. Let's see if I can get them. Okay, don't hang on that thing. All right, let's see if we got them. Nope, only got a couple. Well, not too bad. Actually, probably got about 10 or so. Not bad. Yep, that's probably what, 10, 12 or so. There's one. There's two. There's three. Let's see here if I can shake some of them down into the bucket. There's one on the floor. There's four. Spot lock that. Four. Yeah, I did pretty good that throw, actually. Not bad. I think that'll be good enough for today. 5, 6. Oop, there's one on the floor down there. 5, 6, 7. I think that one's dead down there on the floor. Shoot, I can't even get him. Good night. Now he's under the bucket. Wow, I can't get him. So the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Looks like we got about 14 out of that throw. That's probably about the best throw we've had so far today. They're just, fish are really scattered and they can see the net coming. The best time to do this is actually before daylight. Then the shad can't see the net coming, and they won't outrun it. The shad can easily outrun a cast net, so if you want to catch shad, it's far better, far easier to come out while it's still dark out. All right, got a bunch more shad for the pond. Here they go into the pond. Here we got some fish for the pond. Got some new fish for the pond.